Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. So guys, with the July PTR came a ton of new systems and changes, and today I will be continuing my series exploring this new stuff, figuring out what it has to offer, how it works, and if it improves or sets back the game. In this one, I thought we could have a look at the new Materia system. And yes, you heard me right, another system. Just what we needed, right? I will begin by saying this is exactly the problem I think the game has right now. Why create systems on top of systems to try to fix problems, when this exact thing could have simply been incorporated into the current systems by adding a new recipe? A recipe that maybe took some fragments or something. Breaking it down into such a silly system, to me anyways, just seems like a lot of crap for no real good reason. But anyway, it's here, so let's have a look at it. So first, let's have a look at how they describe it in the PTR notes. We have introduced a new method to help the player overcome the randomness of expedition loot. Materia is a new type of resource that can be used to craft your desired drop. There are two ways to obtain this resource. Any named item obtained from an expedition can now be salvaged into materia of its corresponding expedition type. The player will also receive materia when defeating the main boss of an expedition. So as always, I logged into the PTR and started working on getting some materia, and playing around to see how exactly this works. So first, there are different materia associated with the dungeon that is earned within. So there is Armine materia, Depths materia, Lazarus materia, and so on, you get the idea. When you run an expedition, you will be awarded 100 materia upon killing the final boss, and 30 materia for each named boss drop that you salvage. In my opinion, this amount right now is way too low. With the prices of crafting items, which we will look at shortly, it becomes very clear very quickly that by the time you have gathered the required materia to craft an item you're after, commonly you will have already outleveled it. So where do you use the materia once you have it? Well, of course at any of the crafting stations, depending on what type of item you are wanting to craft. So when you interact with the station, you will see your recipe list has a new set of recipes listed under Unique Expedition Rewards. All of the materia created items will be found in this list depending on the station you're at. Forge for weapons and plate, outfitter for light armor and jewelry, etc. You will also notice that the prices to craft these items range from 800 for the low-level Armine stuff, all the way up to 3,000 to 5,000 for the level 60 endgame gear from Lazarus or Tempest. Here is where I'm finding an issue with this system in its current state. It makes sense to have the endgame gear cost 3,000 to 5,000, that's fine, because at this stage you will really have nothing else to do besides running expeditions and stuff like that. And the item that you buy or craft or whatever you want to call it, you will likely upgrade to 625 and use it until something huge happens. So yeah, that's fine. But the lower level items and the mid-level items, those you will level out of quite quickly, so having an item level 35 costs 1,600 materia to craft. That makes no sense. Long before you have even gathered half the required materia, you simply will outlevel the item by the very fact that you have run the expedition so many times. The low-level items should be very cheap. This is non-upgradable gear, so why not have it so people can buy or craft the desired weapon or armor piece per single run, or even per 2 runs. Having it upwards of 8 to 9 runs makes a whole lot of no sense. At least not the mid-range leveling expedition weapons. Or even better, add materia as quest rewards from the MSQ for these low-level expeditions, so people feel meaty and rewarded moving forward after completing them. And it would also serve to have them get familiar with the crafting benches in the process. Anyhow, that's just my thoughts on this. But for the endgame gear like the Lazarus bow or Infamy and stuff like that, I love this system. It doesn't make it super easy, but it makes it at least have a finish line, so you know you'll get it eventually, if not from a drop. Now, when you create these endgame items, there will be some RNG involved, and as of today, I could not get it to improve even wearing engineering gear or weaponsmithing gear or whatever. I couldn't push the skill up at all, so you're stuck with the RNG the table provides. So let's create a few items and see how it goes. So as you can see, they did craft epic, all 590 plus, so I can upgrade them to 600 legendary no problem. So overall, this is a great system, although it does need some work, like especially in terms of the lower mid-level gear. This should be much easier and faster to obtain because frankly it is leveling throwaway gear. But as far as the endgame gear goes, this system is great and I believe it will go a long way to encourage running expeditions. Do I think it could have been done differently? Yes. I mean, I get why they wanted to have you only to be able to earn the craft gear from the expedition you're running, but honestly, why? Why add so many types? Why not just add minor materia and major materia, and have all of the major be from 60 plus expeditions and all the minor from the rest? What's it matter if I end up running Genesis 200 times and using the earned materia to craft a Lazarus bow? The goal is to keep people playing. So as long as people are running endgame expeditions, let them just reward you. But that's just my thoughts. Maybe you completely disagree. Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.